Hello, everybody. Welcome back to High School TV USA. It's been a long time coming. I'm very happy to meet y'all. And this time around, I got very intriguing topics to share with you. And I'll have some of the best coaches to join me. And very soon, I'll be connecting them live with me. So stay with me, and I'll have Granby High School, the coaches of Granby High School, which is Ashley Meeks and Jacquetta Evans. They are the coaches of Granby High School, which is located in Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia. All right, with that being said, stay tuned. In no time, we'll start the action. I got a lot of interesting segments. Okay, I know you guys be waiting, be eager to meet the person behind at the High School TV USA. And trust me, this is your world. This belongs to you. This belongs to the High School TV, the high schools, the middle schools, and the university. We give platforms for people to leverage on, to promote talent, to support chair coaching, and chair itself. So with that much said, this is High School TV and this is chair coaching experience. If you think you have what it takes to be on this platform to educate those who are coming to be a coach, or those who want to become a coach, or those who want to become a cheerleader, then I think this is the right platform for you to join, or for you to be to explain more. All right. These coaches are the best coaches you could ever find in most of the high school chair coaching. Trust me. Yes. And today it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, interesting. You will love it. One of the moments. I am joining one of the coaches here. Very soon she will join the page, and we'll start the whole action. This is High School TV USA, where all views are welcome. I'm trying to connect coach. Let's see. Hello. Welcome to High School TV, and this is chair coaching experience.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Beautiful. So without wasting much of your time, I know Coach Jacquetta, it's been a long time since you've been on my show.
Yes.
And I'm happy to have you with Coach Ashley.
Hello.
Let you guys introduce yourself real quick, a little biography of yourself, and we'll keep about started.
Well, we are sisters. I'm Jacquetta.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm Jacquetta, and this is Coach Ashley.
Welcome.
And we've been coaching Granby High School since 2014.
Yes. Sorry. Go on, I'm listening.
And we were, I would say, born and raised into cheerleading. Our mother was a cheerleader coach for all of our life, so It's kind of like, what else is there to do other than coach cheerleading?
I see. So, Coach Ashley.
Yes.
Since I didn't know you guys were family. Since you are related, how did the chair experience or chair coaching came in mind? What triggered you to become a chair coach?
Honestly, you see a lot that is wrong with athletes, and you see a lot that is wrong with their technique. So we've always been the type to help and assist. Once you start helping and assisting too many times, it turns into a passion and wanting to help them long term. So then it's like, well, I could just, honestly be your coach. And then it just goes from there. We've been coaching Granby since 2014, but we honestly, each other exclusively probably has been coaching since we were either 14 or 15 years old. Not, looking to do it long term, but always just looking to help. Because once you see it, you can't shy away from it. You can't close your eyes. It's still going to be there. And honestly, sometimes correcting bad technique or correcting just bad behavior cheer wise leads you into coaching anyway.
Good. Coach, how was your high school life is? Like how did the whole thing start in high school? I want you to tell me a little bit about high school.
I cheered at Granby High School.
I did not. I played basketball and field hockey. So, and my mom, when I was in high school, my mom was a cheer coach, so I was still around it, but I didn't cheer.
Okay. Well, so let me go into the issue. Let's dive into the issue real quick. Coach, I'd like to know your philosophy of coaching.
My philosophy?
Yep.
That's a heavy term. And I know when you were looking to interview, you wanted to say about just the coaching experience, or just how it is, or how we lend ourselves into being, great coaches. To me, honestly, you can be a dynamite coach, but if your athletes don't respond or connect with whatever it is that you're asking them to do, or whatever it is that you're saying, you're not going to have the team that you want to have. Literally, our job depends on athletes following through and doing what we ask them to do. You can have all of the philosophy in the world. You can have the technique, you can have the training, you can have everything within yourself. But once you start to push that out to the athletes, if they're not receptive or they don't see the vision, they're not going to give you half of whatever it is you think that you're going to be able to do. For instance, we were able to go to the state cheer competition this year. Now, every other year, could we say we didn't deserve to go or we didn't have the talent to go? We did. But we only can teach a certain amount to them. They have to be receptive, and they actually have to have the wherewithal to push and propel forward. We can go to state championship every year, honestly, with the talent that we have, with what we're able to produce, but they have to have it within themselves, to me, to be able to go out there and do it without you, because you can't go on the mat with them. You can stand there and chant them on and clap them on as they do whatever it is you tell them to do, but good coaching to me is just always dependent upon the athletes into which that you have. So when you're making your selections, you have to make sure that you're looking at kids that you know are going to be receptive to what it is that you're saying.
And Coach Meeks, explain to us how is your cheerleading culture is? What's
At
the
Granby?
culture? Yep.
We do, so for sideline, we have two types of cheerleading. We have sideline and we have competitive cheer. And of course, competitive cheer is more stick motions, punch motions, and stunting and tumbling. Sideline is more of a stomping shape type of cheer. More shaking. We still tumble. However, it's not a lot of stunting, and it's more urban, shall I say. But competitive. So the great thing about us that is that we are able to translate through both styles of cheer, whether it's sideline or competitive cheer. We're great at both.
Oh, that's good. And is there any awards you guys have had so far?
Awards?
Yep.
Oh no, we haven't did any competitions as of yet. Well, sideline competitions. But we are looking to do one on January 17th, and we are looking to do CIAA this year.
And when you say awards, are we talking coaching awards, or are we talking for athletes?
I'm talking about competition awards.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so not yet.
Districts, we won districts.
We did win the Eastern District cheer competition though for competitive cheer,
Okay.
and we were runner up for regionals.
Okay. Coach, explain to me how you handle conflicts with your members.
I'm gonna start off by saying coaching a team of girls, there are always going to
Oh
be
yes.
girls are girls, whether we're in cheerleading, volleyball, in school. Coaching a group of girls is always going to be a conflict in itself. We have 46 total between JV and varsity. That's not including the competitive cheer. That rounds out to about 50 girls. So imagine 50 girls with 50 different attitudes, with 50 different parents, and 50 different I don't want to, but I do want to do this, but I don't want to do that. It definitely becomes a lot. So managing it all, it is tough, and no team can say they're perfect. No team can say, oh, we don't have this kind of attitude. Every team has some type of issue. It's just how you overcome that issue. So we have been lucky enough to have more pros than cons, and to where a lot of our cheerleaders are friends. But to say there is no conflict, no team can say there is no conflict because they're girls. Yeah. And all girls, they're little, they have their attitudes. Oh, this day I don't want to do, so it's normal, shall I say.
And as a coach, I know you need to be very disciplined, so that your student must be disciplined as well to put them in, shaping them in the right direction.
Especially with our high school kids. We coach high school, but we also have the opportunity to be able to coach other places in middle schools or just different teams that we're able to lend our support to. It's the same anywhere you go. But with our high school kids, we have this thing and they can say however they want it. I should not know of any conflict that you have with anyone. You should act as if it does not exist, because it doesn't exist in our world. It doesn't exist in our practices. So if I know that you have a conflict with someone else, that is a major problem. It's a major problem. And they will know, they know that, and they can comment because they're on this live as well and let you know I should not find out, because if I find out, we're going to have some problems.
Who is the head coach? Oh, okay. Right. So, Coach Ashley, how do you, I learned you were saying that you've not been to competition, and I'm kind of curious asking this question. How do you prepare your students, your members towards a competition such like that?
No, we have been. We have been to competition. We've been competing for the last month.
Okay.
But she was speaking of that's our competitive side. So we have two different sides of coaching. Sideline, that is her technique, her world, everything that is involved in it, and then on my end, is more the competitive. So that's why we joined forces, one, and two, are so successful. So yes, we have been competing on the competitive cheer side, like I said, for the last 3 weeks. So the preparation is a little bit different for competitive cheer because we practice simultaneously with sideline. So a greater part of practice, they'll go to sideline and then they'll come and we'll split time with competitive cheer. So I have athletes that are just competitive cheerleaders. There's 6 of them that just strictly do competitive cheer. And then I have the rest of the athletes, about 11 of them, who split their time between sideline and competitive. That's a whole different world than sideline. Competitive cheer is exactly that. It is competitive, especially within our district that we compete within. It is very competitive. Not competitive, I will say, with, how do you say? We're all, or what I've always preached for the last, I'll say 10 years, we're all connected in a sense because we share athletes. Some of our middle school athletes will then go on to be on other high school teams. So we're still supporting them, still cheering for them, still, in a sense, coaching them with whatever it is that they need to be doing to make their team better, even though it's not our team. I push unity. I don't know what everybody else pushes within this district, but I push unity and I push the children. Because again, the coaches,
I like that.
This doesn't mean anything because the athletes actually have to have a connection with each other. The athletes actually have to have some push. The athletes themselves only respond to each other, and they only respond, I will say, to anything that's coming their way based upon how their coaches act and how their coaches teach them to act. So in my world, my team and their skill set is what we need to do and go wherever we need to go. I'm not worried about any kind of other team. I'm not worried about what their skill set is. I'm not worried about that because I can't be worried about that when I have 17 athletes that have to believe in themselves on that day to compete. So my competitive cheer side are that it's just a push of skill set. It's just a push of mindset. It's a push because they don't know what they can do until you show them what it is that is possible. They will go for the base. They'll go for the low. They won't try to push themselves to even grasp what they're able to do unless you push them. So we had a lot of athletes this year that I will say gained so much more skill set than they were capable of,
or that they knew they were capable of.
Good. Coach Evans, so tell me, what makes a cheer leader successful? What constituents a cheerleader? Yes.
Confidence and working hard.
Mindset. It's all in the mindset.
Confident. You have to have the confidence that you can do it, and you have to work hard. It does not, like we explained, we express to them all the time that practice doesn't stop in practice. You have to go home and practice. Of course, you want to be better than, I would say, other teams, yes. But you also want to be better than your neighbor that you're standing beside while you're cheering on your own sideline. Because imagine if everybody is going as hard, how dynamite that team can be if everybody is pushing and going hard and has the same goal to look this way. So I would definitely say, and confidence, like I said, that you can do anything that you're saying you can't do. You can. I can't look like her. Yes, you can. I can't do that facial expression. Yes, you can. If you don't practice it, though, you're not going to be able to do it.
Good. Now let's go back to safety. Good. I know you teaching your students about safety and other stuff. Do you have any certified? Are you certified to teach people how to be safety in terms when it comes to tumbling and stunt, whatever?
My kids will say all the time, move out of the way. We got it. I am a hands-on. I have my hands on every stunt. I have my hands on everything that we're doing until I feel that they can do it without me. I probably do that up until the day we compete, honestly.
Seriously.
Have my hand on the stunt. I'm stronger than all of them.
Right.
So I got my hand on every stunt that there is because this sport, whether people want to say it is or not, is
a sport
that is difficult. It's not an easy sport. You know, when you're tossing someone 10, 20 feet in the air and this one person has to have trust that these 4 people are going to catch them safely.
Yeah.
Do you understand how that does not that doesn't sound even in the least bit? Because that, to me, again, that's adult mindset to think, okay, I trust these people enough. So we're teaching 10, 11, up to 18-year-olds, hey, yeah, they got you. You can do it. But while you do it, do a kick and a turn. Or, you know, do this, that, and the third. I preach safety. I preach safety within the middle schools because I do put on the middle school cheer competition for this area.
Good.
I am their liaison with that. Everything has safety first because for the first, I want to say 3 months, even though you're practicing for competitive cheer, you really only get into your routine to me within the last month. For the first 2 months of whatever it is you're doing, you're teaching progressions and you're teaching safety. You're teaching what happens if. Because a lot of this is literally what happens if. We made it all the way to the state competition this year and we had 3 falls.
Good job.
You don't think that we practiced that enough that they didn't fall? Because if I put it in a routine, that means it was successful at some point. So knowing how to recover safely, knowing how to, if this happens and you miss a foot, or if this happens and you have to catch this and pop this back up, that all to me ties back into safety because you can let someone hit the floor, but can you catch someone and allow them and guide them to the floor safely if it does have to go down to avoid concussions? We did have one mishap this year to where an athlete did actually end up getting kicked and had a concussion. However, we brought her through the safety protocol and was able to actually have her back. That's not always the case. It's not always the case that an athlete has a concussion and they're actually able to safely come back into play. Because in our world, if you get a concussion or a concussion happens, we don't expect to see them again. But we were able to, and this athlete is resilient enough and just is a leader within herself to do whatever it is that she needed to do to make sure that she was able to come back.
Coach Evans, let's jump to this one. How do you handle a team member who is struggling and also repeating mistakes in the team?
So I am a one-on-one type of coach. I do like to do, they know that they are always welcome to my house outside. Like if they want to get some weekend practice in, they are always welcome to my house for some one-on-ones. We do it definitely before the season starts, before our first sideline game. They are able to come to the house. Like I think they did it the last 2 weekends before school started. Come to the house. Okay, let's go over the list of cheers. Let's figure out what we're doing wrong. Let's figure out what we're doing right, so that each team member can get better.
And so far, I like the response you guys have given to me, and I think not only me but also the people listening and the followers as well. I like the advice. I like the it's on point. You guys are on point. I love it. Now the next question which I want to ask is, how do you ensure proper techniques is being taught for all stunt and tumbling?
Proper connects.
Proper techniques.
Oh, proper technique.
Yes.
Oh, we start from the bottom. You can't always assume that someone actually knows how to do something, because that's when you get your feelings hurt. That's when you get your athletes hurt, actually, when you assume that someone knows how to do something. When I talk about progressions, I'm talking about real progressions. We start from handholds. We start literally from the basics of the basics to be able to do what it is we need to do. Now, in the high school world, as opposed to like our middle school athletes that we try to teach, they have to progress a lot faster. So when you have maybe 25, 26 athletes that are trying to make a competitive cheer team, because we're only able to compete with 20, but you sometimes will go with that 20 or want to compete with less. So you're turning away maybe 6 to 10 athletes that want to do it. But honestly, in this world, in this high school realm, they got to do it faster. So you're trying to teach them faster. You're trying to teach them safety. Even in basket toss, that I would say that's like the most unsafe skill that you can ever think about. Again, because you're being tossed and there is no safety net when you're up there. The progressions of a basket toss are insane. The lows of it all, to be able to properly place your feet, to be able to have the right sit, to be able to pull yourself up. People think coaching is easy, and it is not easy, because you're teaching the smallest of the smallest things. Yeah. The smallest of the smallest things. So some people might like their basket toss and the basket toes aren't pointed, or the arms are not pulled all the way through, or they're just excited that it went up. That's not on our rim. If we're going to do a basket and we're going to do whatever it is, we're going to do it right. So if we don't do them at all, we don't do them at all, because it doesn't look right. I would go with no basket before I go with a basket that looks improper, or that looks as if it was falling out of the sky, literally.
What answered, and then what I understood, and then I want to move to academics, right? So my next question about academic is, what academic team goals do you help meet the athletes?
Well, I can brag on our athletes at Granby just a little bit. Out of all the sports that compete or that are in season, our cheer team has the highest GPAs always.
And what's the GPA talking about? What's
Grade point average.
The grade point averages. So a 4.0 is a perfect GPA in high school. In order to play sports, you have to have at least a 2.0.
Does it cut across all the senior high schools, or just only your school?
All of the high schools. They have to have a 2.0 in Virginia in order to play a sport.
All right.
So they had to maintain, and I think a 2.0 honestly is
Bare minimum.
bare minimum, and it's like all D's. That's like the bare minimum. You have to have a 2.0. So I think it's like all D's. But our athletes, a lot of them are in the International Baccalaureate program at Granby. So they're already competitive within themselves to having high GPA. So most of our athletes have above a 4.0. So they have a 4.2, a 4.3. Some have a 4.7 GPA. So they have already surpassed the perfect of a 4.0 and already are going into college with collegiate credits are already, some of them will actually or in dual enrollment at this time, so they are already going to receive a certification or an associate's degree in whatever it is that they are actually in school for now, right out of high school graduation. So we're serious about academics at Granby. I'm proud of them and the fact that they're able to hold that space and every year have those top GPAs, because a lot of the sports, especially in Norfolk, are struggling because the kids themselves academically are struggling.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges when you face dealing with these students in terms of rehearsals or practice?
Like
Is there any
attending.
challenges, challenges you face during your mobilization of the students in terms of cheer practice?
So it seems like most kids nowadays want to get a job. Everybody want to go work before it's time to work.
They need the
And we,
money.
yeah, you got all your life to go get money and to actually be an adult.
Yeah.
We feel like as an athlete, not saying you can't have a job, but it is not highly recommended. Because I got to go to work. Oh, they couldn't take me off the schedule, so I can't come to this. It's a hassle. So we try to tell them, we can't tell them what to do,
No.
but we try to tell them, hey, if you're gonna do this, make sure it's after the hours of practice because our practices are mandatory. We don't do a lot of missing practice. We just started basketball season practice last week. We had 2 practices last week and we go every day until basketball season. We don't want any practices missed. We know you have an outside life. However, this is something that you signed up for. Basketball practices every day, football practices every day, but don't think, we're just a cheerleader that you're not going to practice every day, because we are. We have a lot of material that we're trying to teach. We have a lot of material that we're trying to throw out. So you have to come to practice. Going to work, I understand. Y'all want to make money, but again, you have all your adult life to do that. And again, all of our practices are mandatory.
Coach Ashley, do you help to get your team to do community service?
Yes. I will say this year we're not struggling. Our schedule is jam packed. I don't know how it ended up being this year that we just have not been able to find the time. We're able to do most of our community service or our outreach after our season ends. So March up until our season starts again, that is when we're doing special appearances. That is when we're doing different sideline avenues to be able to reach out, because it is a lot on our athletes to have to, especially during football season. Competitive cheer schedule runs at the same time that football. So they're with us every single day, Monday through Thursday until 7 p.m. And then Fridays, they're there with us until 9:30, 10 o'clock. There is no time. There is no wiggle room. And then competitive picks up Saturday practices as well. So we have to allow for time for them to study. We have to allow for them, time to make sure that their grades are up to par. So we'll pick up our community service schedule after our season ends, which is after basketball season, before the next season starts. We do have some athletes that we have a nursing home directly next to the school. So we do have some athletes that if they're done with their studies, they do go over and offer just some companionship to those seniors that are in that nursing home until they have to start for practice. But they haven't been able to get over there as much as they would like to. They like to at least go at least 3 days a week. But if maybe they probably have visited once a week.
I know my time is running, but I got some few questions which I want to ask you, which is
I want to screen with the comments.
Coach, if I want to become a good coach, what can I do to become a good coach just like you? Because some people could message do message. I want to become a high school cheer coach. How can I become a good coach? Tell us, how do someone become a good coach? Follow your footsteps.
It's the time.
Yeah.
You honestly learn through time. What I was doing when I was 15 years old, I'm not doing now. That was 15 years ago almost. I'm not doing now. And it changes from year to year. And everybody's definition of a good coach is different. Like and not even we pride ourselves in being able to connect with the athletes in order to pull out of them what we need to pull out of them. Now, our coaching styles are two totally different coaching styles. She's more into them personally. She's more into them, just everything that they have to do with. She will say, I baby them more, but then on the other end of me babying them more, I'm very strict. I am the strict coach. I am that.
You know what? I can tell. Say no more, because the way you speak, I can tell you are strict.
I am the strict coach. But honestly, you have to have some of that. You can't always have the I'm your friend approach, because kids will use that and then they won't produce.
Yeah.
They won't. We're in a different time right now. We're in a time when they don't even really want to participate. They're only just doing it just to say they're doing something. So what is it that's going to keep them coming back, keep them actually doing what it is that you need them to do? And like I said, it changes daily. Everybody wants to be a good coach, but everybody has something to learn from other coaches and other coaches' standpoints about what it is that they're doing. I'm no different than any other coach. Quetta's no different than any other coach. If you want to be a good coach, you just simply do it.
Be open to learning.
Yeah.
Be open to saying sometimes I don't have it right. Okay, but I can learn how to get it right. So all of it, it's a lot. You got to try to be original, because everybody's going to take your cheer and do it on the internet and all of that. So we do pride ourselves in trying to be original. We come up with 99.9% of the material. So that is something that is like big, because you hate to go on the internet and see the same people doing the same cheers over and over again.
Everybody's doing the same thing, the same way.
Okay.
And
well, I had to do this. I know my time is out, but then I'd like you to give us best of your advice to those who want to become a coach, and those who want to become a cheerleader, and also give us your social media handle, how people can reach you, and tell us where the school is located, please.
Always at Granby Comet Cheer, exactly how that is, Granby. People like to put a D. It's Granby Comet Cheer. And 7101, we got to cheer for that. 7101 Granby Street is where we reside.
In Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah. Just honestly, coaching is what you make it. You and your athletes are going to have a connection that you can't recreate anywhere else.
Right.
We pride ourselves in just honestly being honest with our athletes and just making sure that they understand that no matter what anyone says about you, and no matter how any other coach feels about you, because honestly, in this area, coaches are actually vocal about how they feel about children, and we don't agree with that.
Or they tell it to their team and make their team vocal about how they feel about us. But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. And I'll add a little bit to your comments. What I want to say is that keep up whatever you're doing. The students are looking up to you, but one thing you must make sure that you must teach them respect.
Yes, there you go. That's it.
Because if there's no respect, there's no peace. If there's no peace, there will be war.
Respect other teams.
Yes.
Respecting other teams can sometimes look like not commenting when you want to comment. Respecting other teams can honestly look like not making it known that you have a problem with another team. You never know who's listening. You never know where or how someone is connected to someone. So being and having respect, and I preach to my kids more than enough. We don't do that here. Okay, so being mouthy, because we call it being mouthy, being mouthy and not respecting one's skill set is not what we do. Everyone is supposed to look different. No one is supposed to look the same. Your school needs to look like your school. We don't try to cross those rims. So you may not like what someone else does.
Or another team, but it's okay because everybody does not have to do
Please.
the same way that you do the same way you teach your team is not how the other person might want to teach their team, and you have to be okay with that kind of stuff.
Oh, this is an interesting segment with Coach Ashley and Coach Evans, Jacquetta. I'm very happy and intrigued to have you on my show. This is High School TV USA, watching you live. People from West Africa, Ghana, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, they're all on this page watching. So I see their messages coming. And High School TV USA will ever be at your service. Don't forget, anything you do, remember us, as we will always remember you. One love.
Thank you for having us.
Okay,
See you
so I
later.
have my next coach with me, so I'll quickly join her. So